up, guys? It's Jiedel, and we're doing something way different today. Today, we're going to be predicting the NBA season according to the gambling odds. The way it works is we're going to pick every team's over wins or under wins. So, example, for the Hawks here, it says over 25.5 or under 25.5. Basically, we're going to choose if we think they're going to win more or less than that. Now, not a big endorsement for gambling. I don't think it's a good thing, but your boy has $22 on this fancy website here. So we're going to be betting 50 cents on each team's over-under. And at the end of the season, we'll come back and see how we did. Now, the first team we have, the Atlanta Hawks, their over-under is 25.5. Do we think the Hawks will win 26 or more games? I don't know. The Hawks are kind of tanking this season, I'm pretty sure. Dennis Schroeder, Bazemore, John Collins, Taurean Prince, Bellinelli, Muscala, Delaney. Ooh, this is a bad roster. Like, this roster's covered in bad players, but they have a good coach. They have some shooting. 25 is like right around you where you might expect them to be. Last year, only 2 teams were below 25 wins in the East and 2 in the West. Do we think Atlanta is one of the worst 2 teams in the conference? That's the question. I don't think they are. I'm going to go over. Boston Celtics, over 55.5 or under 55.5 wins. This is really tough. The Boston Celtics have an amazing roster, without a doubt, but they have so many new players that I feel like it takes time for players to gel together and stuff, no matter how good they are. But they also have Brad Stevens, who's a college coach, and college coaches are way more used to doing high roster turnover than NBA coaches are. So he might be ready to handle this. Hayward's a really adaptable player. I feel like Kyrie really isn't going to be as ISO heavy as people think. 55 is a lot, especially when they got to play those Western teams. Last season, the Celtics were a 53-win team, and Isaiah Thomas was special. I think the Celtics will be under 55.5. I think they're going to win around 53, 54 again. Brooklyn Nets, 27.5 is their win total, over under. They did trade their best player, Brook Lopez. Now, a lot of people are saying Brook Lopez, come on, that's not that good. He was actually, like, according to, like, the advanced stats, one of the best rim protectors in the NBA and a really good defender. Just an awesome offensive player. With him, the Nets were 20-62, so they'd have to win 8 more games without Brook Lopez, but they get Jeremy Lin back, and they get D'Angelo Russell. I don't know if that's enough. I'm going to take the under, but it's a slight under. I think they're going to probably be right around 27. Okay, now we have the Charlotte Hornets, 42.5. Last season, they won 36 games, so for them to go over, they would have to win like 7 or so more games. I don't know. 7-game improvement is actually really rare in the NBA. It doesn't happen very often. But the Pacers, who are above them, the Bulls, who are above them, the Hawks, who are above them, all got a lot worse. You know, they have another year in the system. I kind of want to take the under. I'm going to take the over. I think they can get to 43 wins. I think that's a safe bet. Chicago Bulls, over or under 22 wins. The Bulls might be the worst team in the NBA this season, and Zach LaVine's injured. We're going to take the under for this one. Cleveland Cavaliers are 53.5. I think this year Cleveland's actually going to try a lot harder in the regular season because I have 2 reasons. I think LeBron's going to try to win MVP again. I don't know why, just my gut feeling says he wants to win MVP one last time. Get 5 of them, match Jordan. The other reason I think is because I think they realized in the finals last year how important it is to have home court advantage against the Warriors. Like in their 2 home games against the Warriors, they won one and they were super close in the other one. Whereas the games at Golden State, they were just getting blown out. So I think they know they need home court advantage. And with the West being so tough, this is the best year to try to get it over the Warriors. I'm picking the Cavs way over. I think they might win around 60 games this season. Dallas Mavericks is at 35.5. Last year, the Mavericks were 33-win team. Mavericks 35.5. They'd have to win 3 more games than last season. So the West is going to be super hard to win this year. Can the Mavs pick up those wins? Wow, they finished the year 2-8. Dirk's really old. Harrison Barnes is like their best player. They have a rookie point guard. Even if he's a beast rookie, he's still a rookie. I'm going under on the Mavericks. Denver Nuggets, 45.5 wins. Last season, the Nuggets had 40 wins. I think they will get to 46. Their offense is just incredible. Detroit Pistons, over-under is 38.5. Last season, the Pistons were at 37. Do I think they're going to be better this year? The East is really bad. It's hard to say. I don't think Drummond's very good. I think their coach is overrated, Stan Van. I don't see where their wins are going to really come from, so I'm going under on the Pistons. Golden State Warriors, their over-under is 67.5. I think they won 67 last year, and they didn't even get off to like a slow start. They just lost their first game, and then they just started ripping off victories. Last year they were resting players, which is why they didn't even hit like 70. This year, there's going to be more days for rest, so the Warriors will probably be better, but I feel like the West got better. And I also feel like the Warriors are going to be like less hungry to try to really like win it as much. Like, I still think they're going to be the first seed in the West, but I could easily see them being like a 63-64 win team just because they're not as hungry, and the West is so powerful now that they may just chill. But the NBA is getting rid of all the resting rules, so I don't know. They might be balling out. It is the Warriors. I don't like to bet against them. My gut is telling me take the under, but the more I think about it, my head says to take the over. I'm going to take the under because I just feel like the West got better, and they're going to be kind of complacent. They're not going to care as much about the regular season. That's how the Miami Heat got when they were just ripping off the title. So Warriors are going to be like the Heat, I feel like. Rockets, 55.5. Last season, they won 55. They added Chris Paul. I think they're actually going to be off to an okay start because Chris Paul is a pretty adaptable player. I don't think they're going to have a lot of meshing problems like some of the other new super teams will. I'm taking the over. Pacers are at 31.5. They lost Paul George. Miles Turner being your best player. I just don't think Miles Turner is as good as people are saying he is. Watching him in that first round series against the Cavs, it really did feel like it was all Paul George to me. I'm going under on the Pacers. Not a believer in that roster. Clippers, 43.5. They could go either way, I feel like, honestly. Like, Blake is still such an amazing playmaker. Man, losing Chris Paul really hurts. Also, Blake has health issues. And if Blake gets hurt, they're kind of done. I like that they brought in Beverly. That's a good replacement for CP3 because you're getting so much defense. You can let Blake be the passer. We're going to go with the under on the Clippers, but not by much. I think they'll probably hit around 40-ish wins. They'll be around even wins, losses. Lakers, 33.5. Last season, the Lakers won 26 games. They were actually better than I remember. They added Brook Lopez and Lonzo Ball, but the West is just so good. I don't know if they can win 33. I think their big jump in wins will be the season after this season, not this season. So I'm going to take the under on the Lakers. Wow, I've gone under on most teams, it looks like. Memphis Grizzlies, 37.5 wins. Last season, the Grizzlies won 43. They weren't super healthy last season, and the two of the teams above them, Jazz and Clippers, got a lot worse. I think the Grizzlies probably stay around where they are, so I'm taking Grizzlies over. They're probably going to at least hit 40 wins. They do it like every year. I don't see why they won't this year. Miami Heat, my favorite team. Last season, they started out 11-30 and finished 30-11, so you would think they're just going to come into this season and be awesome. But I was reading that teams that have huge turnarounds like that tend to just be roughly the same overall as they were overall the previous year. So we were 41-41. I think we're going to do better this year. I'm a little worried about how Justice Winslow will affect our spacing. I'm going over. I think the Heat are really good. I think they're going to be more like that second half of the year and a less like that first half of the year. 45 wins seems like what they're going to be. They're at 43.5, so I'll get that by a game and a half, hopefully. Milwaukee Bucks, 47.5. Last season, Milwaukee Bucks were 42 wins. They did lose Jabari, but if I remember correctly, they actually started winning more games after Jabari got hurt. I could be wrong, guys. I'm doing all of this off memory, so obviously some of the things I remember are going to be wrong. Milwaukee, over 47. Giannis was already amazing. He's probably going to be a bit better this year than he was last year, but is he going to be better enough to the point where he drags them to 6 more wins? I could see Milwaukee winning 45, 46. Well, also, Thon Maker's going to get better too. I just don't see the Bucks being over 50 wins. Like the Lakers, I think they will have a big win jump, just not this year, but the year after. I'm going under. Timberwolves wins are at 48.5. Last year, the Timberwolves won 31. They have a lot of great players. Not all of those players are going to fit together, I think. I think Wiggins and Butler are a weird fit. Towns would work with anybody, but to improve by 17 games, I'm going to go under. That's just a lot. I know their team is a super team, and I honestly thought last season they were going to be a playoff team. I'm just going to say I don't think Jimmy Butler's worth 17 wins by himself adding onto a team like that. We'll see how they work out. They're probably going to be a team that makes a big trade midseason. That's a prediction of mine, but I'm going under with them. New Orleans Pelicans, 39.5. Last season, the Pelicans were 34. They finished 4-6. So in their last 10 games with Cousins and Davis, it didn't really get that much better. They still have like no good wings, and their two guards are Holiday and Rondo. Can Holiday and Rondo really bring this team to where they need to be? The over-under is only 39. I think they can get to 40 with those two big guys, but I kind of think the Pelicans offense is just going to stagnate. It's hard to play when you have two bigs in today's NBA. I feel like I should take the under. I think this might be the bet that comes back to haunt me. Like, everyone's going to call me like dumb for not picking the over on this one, but I don't know, man. I feel like Cousins might even get traded, which could be a good thing though. So maybe we take the over. They just don't have any wings. Like, they have no wings at all. Like, when they played Miami last season, I was like, oh, they have Cousins and Davis, but like, we have Whiteside. We also have amazing guards. I know Whiteside's not as good as Cousins and Davis, but I knew like the difference between Whiteside and those two is a lot smaller than the difference between their guards and our guards. And I feel like almost every night the Pelicans like wings and guards are going to get outplayed by the other team. So I don't like that. I'm taking their under. The New York Knicks, 30.5. Last season with Carmelo, they won 31. Carmelo low-key was really good last season. He had so many buzzer beaters. He saved them in a lot of games. Porzingis, I love the man. He's awesome. He's a bit overrated in my opinion. Does that mean I think he's going to never be a superstar? That's not what that means. I just think at the moment people treat him like he's like a top 15 player, and I don't think he is a top 15 player at the moment. I'm taking Knicks under. Oklahoma City Thunder at 50.5. Last season they won 47. I'm going over on the Thunder. I think the Thunder are going to be really good. I think their big three is going to mesh together like perfectly, because what's great about them is all three of them are ball handlers, which means all three of them can play with the bench and make the bench a lot better. Billy Donovan proved with Durant and Westbrook he's good at staggering minutes, whereas Scott Brooks couldn't really do that as well. Westbrook gets to tone it down. He'll play better defense this year. Melo is going to play his best season in like 4 years, I think. Paul George, in my opinion, one of the most underrated players in the NBA. Easy call on the over here. They're going to get to like 56 wins. All right, the Orlando Magic is at 31.5. Last season, the Magic were 29 wins. I don't really understand what the Orlando Magic are trying to build. I mean, this roster, Elfrid Payton, really can't shoot well. Gordon, not the greatest shooter. Vucevic, he's a good center, but doesn't shoot. Fournier can shoot. Biyombo doesn't shoot. Hazonia has been bad. Aflalo has been bad for a while. Simmons is a beast. I love Jonathan Simmons, but on a team that doesn't have a lot of shooters and can't space for him, I don't know about that. Ross has been inconsistent. Jonathan Isaac could be kind of good, but he's a rookie. I never like to count on rookies for winning games, even if they're good. I'm going under on the Magic. I think they're bad. Philadelphia 76ers, 41.5. So we're basically guessing if the Sixers can have a winning record or not. Last season, the Sixers were 28 games, but when Embiid played, they were actually amazing. So I'm going to bet Embiid will be healthy. I know I said not to bet on rookies. Simmons is a special rookie. They have a good team. If Embiid can play 60-plus games, I think they'll get to the 41.5. Betting on Embiid's health and Simmons' health and Fultz's health, that's scary because none of those guys have proved they can stay healthy, but I got to go with the over here. Plus, the odds on the over are crazy. Phoenix Suns, over-under are 29. Last year, the Suns were the worst team in the West. Why are they going to get 5 more wins than last season? Does Josh Jackson help them get 5 more wins? Or does Devin Booker take a huge leap? I don't know if either of those things happen. For me, I look at the other teams above them and I think who drops off the most that gives the Suns those extra wins. And like the Jazz would probably be the number 1 team, not that they don't have Hayward, but still like them more than the Suns. Suns, I'm taking the under. Portland Trailblazers, 42.5 wins. The West is better. I don't think they got any better. I'm going under for the Trailblazers. Sacramento Kings, I'm taking the over. Last season, they won 32. I just think they're building a good culture now that Boogie Cousins is gone. I like what the Kings are doing. I think they can get to 30 wins again. So we're taking the over on the Kings. San Antonio Spurs, over 54.5 or under 54.5. They won 61 last year. Kawhi Leonard is a freaking beast. I don't know why they couldn't do that again. The question is Kawhi healthy? So Kawhi's going to miss the entire preseason. Don't know when he's coming back. I don't like that Kawhi's not healthy. I think the rest of their team got a little bit worse also. I'm not a big fan of the new Spurs. 7-win drop-off seems like a lot, but if we think Kawhi's going to miss some games, we got to take... But still, man, that's so... I don't know if the Spurs are going to lose 7 more games this season than they did last season. I'm taking the over on San Antonio. You got to trust the infrastructure. Toronto Raptors won 51 last year. Over-under this year is at 48. I don't know why they would get any worse. Their team is, I think, the exact same. I'm definitely wrong on them being the exact same. I know they lost like PJ Tucker. Similar team. Lowry just got paid. DeRozan's always getting better. I'll take the over on Toronto. Jazz over or under 41. With how much better the West has gotten and the Jazz losing their best offensive player, I don't know who's scoring the ball for them. Rubio's also their point guard now. Another non-shooter. Their offense is going to be clogged. They're going to be like Memphis, but worse. So we're taking the under since we gave Memphis the over. Washington Wizards are the last team. Theirs is 48. Last season, the Wizards won 49, if I'm not mistaken. John Wall is amazing. I think Bradley Beal's still getting better. From my understanding, their team is roughly the same. I know they lost Bogdanovic or whatever, but he was a trade midseason. I'm taking the Wizards over, and those are our picks. So I just tallied up what it was. I predicted 13 teams to go over, and I predicted 17 teams to go under. So looks like I'm a more pessimistic NBA fan. Now we bet a total of $15 across all 30 teams, betting 50 cents on each team. Thanks for watching this video. Let me know which teams you think I was way off about. I know you're gonna tell me, Jiedel, you're an idiot. Why would you bet X, Y on this team? Guys, I did everything off memory. I don't know. Let me know what you think. What teams did I mess up? Leave a like for this video. Subscribe if you haven't, and peace.